A, June 1st, 22nd, a special board meeting. The next one will be item 1.1, call the meeting to order. Christina will read the sentence on the public content. Back to you, Christina.
Thank you, Madam President. In order to help assure compliance with the Brown Act and in order to make our board meetings more effective and more efficient, trustees will speak only when recognized, and trustees who speak on a topic other than the agenda item currently under consideration will be out of order and will be subject to have their microphone muted. Thank you.
Thank you, Christina. Item 1.2, roll call taken by Christina. Back to you.
President Cecilia Mendez,
Present.
Vice President Zulueta,
Present.
Clerk Rico,
Present.
Trustee Maria Mendez,
Present.
Trustee Avalar,
Present.
Trustee McBrien,
Present.
Trustee Flores.
Present.
Thank you. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you. Now we go to item 1.3, oral suggestions. Abby will read the announced public comments guidelines.
Madam President, may I have the floor for a minute before we start on that?
Yes,
Thank you. So I would like to touch bases regarding our common building ribbon cutting due to the time frame. As you guys are aware, we do have summer school, and the time frame is not welcoming our students, staff, and parents because they're not finished until 1:30, and see if we can revisit and actually before we send the invitation out to the staff and everything else and see if we can change the time frame. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Are we able to add on to that?
We have already set up a time, but we can come back and discuss it after we finish.
Okay.
We go through.
Thank you.
We're gonna go item 1.2, roll call taken by Christina. Oh, sorry, we did it that. 1.3, oral suggestions.
Yes, individual speakers shall be allowed 3 minutes to address the board. The board shall limit the total time for public input on each item to 20 minutes. Trustees, we have 5 comment cards regarding item 2.1. The first comment is from Miss Cindy Wildman. Ms. Wildman, please come up to the podium. And wait. Thank you. Next comment is from Miss Sylvia Cantu. I do have a timer, Miss Cantu, not the visual.
Can you just let me know when I have 1 minute left? Thank you.
Copy that.
Okay, I wasn't planning on attending. I did email you. Okay, I don't understand why there's a special board meeting today, June 1st, regarding the superintendent's evaluations. Timelines are essential. Timelines are not only helpful in organizing the work that needs to be done, but it holds everyone accountable for completing the work. By creating a timeline and sticking to it, it builds trust with everyone you deal with and avoids unnecessary conflicts. According to the superintendent's employment agreement number 13 evaluation, the board shall evaluate Ramirez no later than every May of each year. Today is June 1st, 2022. It is past May. Where is the accountability when it comes to timelines? Today's board meeting violates number 13 for the superintendent's employment agreement unless there's an amendment. Is there an amendment to the superintendent's agreement regarding number 13 evaluation? As you know, the superintendent employment agreement number 19 amendment, this agreement may only be modified by both parties. Also, depending on the evaluation, the superintendent employment agreement number 6 salary, the board may move Ramirez up one step on the superintendent salary schedule according to the Brown Act special meetings. A legislative body may not consider the salary schedules or compensation paid in the form of fringe benefits of a local agency executive at a special meeting per Ed Government Code 3511.1 subdivision D. In my opinion, this board has lacked accountability. Per board policy, the Board of Education recognizes its responsibility to ensure accountability to the public for the performance of the district. In my opinion, lack of accountability and timelines does not justify a special board meeting. Thank you for your time and understanding.
Thank you.
Next comment is by Art Coleman Jr. Mr. Coleman, please come up to the podium, Mike. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I just wanted to stop by and say some words in support of the support that I've had from Mr. Ramirez these last couple months, and it's been a really a trying time. Trying to recuperate from COVID, trying to get the kids back active, and doing some just things that are good for everyone. And some of our various divisions had a hard time bouncing back from COVID. We had a trip scheduled to Del Mar for our jazz band, and the day before our trip, I got a call from the bus department saying that, well, I'm sorry, but your charter bus canceled on you. It's tomorrow. And I just sat there with my mouth open. I just sat there, and well, so what's the next option? And I got from the other side of the line, I'm not quite sure what we're going to do next. And so I just stayed there, sat there. I'll be honest with you, I said a little prayer. And 10 minutes later, Mr. Ramirez called me and he says, Art, we got you. We got you. And he set up some private bus vans for us. And we went to Del Mar, took the kids to Pier 39, and we had a lovely day. And our band did a fabulous job. That coupled with the fact that this fall, the kids have uniforms that the first set of uniforms since since we opened the school in 2005, right. And so we have new uniforms that they are excited about. And the last day of school, some instruments came in, and it was like Christmas at school. They were, they didn't issue them out to them. They got to open them and check out the boxes, and that kind of support is needed. It's needed around here. I just wanted to stop by and just say that and say I appreciate Mr. Ramirez. I appreciate what you've done for us, and that your ear is open, because that's not always the case. All right, and I have a very fond of place in my heart for everybody on that board, because we all have different experiences together. And I appreciate you letting me have some of your time, and you have a lovely evening. All right. See you soon.
Thank you.
Next comment is by Mr. Chris McCoy.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Chris McCoy, and I'm the music teacher at Edison High School. I'm here today to speak in support of Mr. Ramirez's evaluation. You guys have all been so supportive, every single person on this board, and when you helped us out with the arts and getting us the money we needed to get our instruments from 1958 to 2022. And when I originally had that meeting with Mr. Ramirez to talk about getting all that stuff to happen, the answer I got was, we'll try. And that was the first time with all the meetings I've had with the superintendents where we had an open ear, we had an open line of communication, and somebody that was willing to try. And I remember walking away from there almost crying, because I said to myself, and I think I even said it to Mr. Ramirez, I feel like I can actually be a teacher. That means I can stop fighting for the stuff the students needs, and I can go to the classroom and be a teacher for a change. And it was something that really hit me. And when you guys are here doing your evaluation, it's something that's very difficult as somebody doing an evaluation or me as a teacher when I have to give kids grades. When I have a student has an issue, I call home, and I have to remind myself every day that that phone call home shouldn't always be, we have a problem. It should be, things are not there yet, but they're getting better. And I think that what I wanted to read to you was a card my seniors gave me, and just some of the things that they said, that Mr. Ramirez and you guys made this possible. Hey, Bessie, I even thought, or even though you won't admit it, I know you're going to miss me. Don't worry, I'll visit. But thank you for being a great music teacher and helping me progress as a musician. Thank you for also inspiring me to continue doing music. Thank you for being my first band director in high school. I could finally play in an actual band at Edison High School for my last year of high school. You're probably, or hey, Mr. McCoy, thank you for never giving up on me. You're probably one of the funnest teachers I've ever had. Thank you for making my high school experience more memorable. All these things, and there's tons of them from the seniors as they're leaving us. And this is only made part by you guys and what Mr. Ramirez has done for our arts and for our students. And I remind you, just that's the stuff he does on a daily basis for our kids. And I'm sure you guys hear the bad stuff. This didn't go right, that didn't go right. But there's a lot of good stuff. And I really appreciate your work. And Mr. Ramirez, I really appreciate your work. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next comment is from Mr. David Sankey.
Hi, everyone. I hope that everybody's having a good Wednesday, even though it's not a typical meeting day. Change the pace for our meetings. But I do have a few questions regarding the agenda item of 2.1. My first question is reverberating what Sylvia said regarding the due date of the evaluation. I am just a little confused as to why we're doing it after the school year has ended, since the due date was supposed to be before the end of May. If anybody wants to answer that, totally fine. Second question is why are we having a board meeting after the end of the school year so late for this evaluation, because it should have been done before the school year ended. Another thing I do want to add, I'll keep this short. I do hope that everybody here does give an honest evaluation on Superintendent Ramirez, regardless of whether your values or beliefs align with him, yet you're giving an honest evaluation and how he's impacted students in our district this year. And I hope that in the following school years that we follow the proper protocol in terms of finishing the evaluation on time and getting it done during the school year, so that we don't have to have a special board meeting after parents and students are checked out. Thank you for your time, and I hope this meeting goes well for everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
This concludes comments for item 1.3. Back to you, President Mendez.
Thank you. We go to 1.4. The board will consider in closed session. Item for closed session will be by Vice President Raymond Solera. Back to you, sir.
Thank you, Madam President, and good afternoon, everyone. The items that we will consider in closed session are 2.1, action item, public employee performance evaluation, superintendent. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you. Item 1.5, recess to closed session. Christina will read the oral announcements. Back to you, Christina. Thank you.
The board will now recess to closed session. Upon return from closed session, all microphones will remain muted until board president reconvenes to open session. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Item 3.1, reconvene to public session. Item 4.1, pledge of allegiance by Cecilia Mendez. I pledge to the allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which we stand, one nation under God, indivisible, and liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Item 4.2, action taken in closed session by Vice President Solera.
Thank you, Madam President. There are no actions to report from closed session. Back to you.
Thank you. 5.1, meeting is adjourned. Abby will read the oral announcements.
As soon as the board president adjourns, this meeting will be disconnected. Thank you.